One more take. Ooh. Ooh, this one's gonna hurt. All right, let's do it. Hello everyone, this is Chris O'Hara back for another tutorial. Today we're doing Johnny Cash Hurt. This is his rendition, originally done by the 9 Inch Nails. Why is it only 9 inches? So we're going to go through the intro and the verse section of the song, and then we're going to be doing the chorus and then the outro, and they're all kind of very similar. So I'm going to walk you through. I've made a couple corrections from what I've seen online because some of the tabs are not always right. So you're getting the real good stuff on this video. So let's kind of dive in. We're going to go through the chords and, like I said, all the different sections of the song. So check out the links below if you need to go to just certain sections of the song. Good way to kind of navigate this video. This is a full-length video. You need to grab your guitar. You're going to play along with me. We're going to be doing lots of looping. This is going to help you be able to play this song. So fasten your seatbelt and let's get started. All right, so let's get into this song. Let's do the intro and the verse part. So it's basically going to be around 3 different chords. First chord is going to be an A minor. Should already know that one. It looks like this. Third finger there. Slam that second finger right there. Should sound like this. Good way to check is pluck each string of that chord, starting on the 5th string. Should sound just like that. If you're kind of rubbing against some of these strings, make sure that you kind of get this hand a little bit around the neck of the guitar like this. I usually use my thumb up here to kind of mute this string, which can make it more difficult to get the fingers around. But if you notice, I'm getting right on the tips of the fingers like that. You don't want to be kind of getting at an angle like this. Sometimes I see students do this, and you want to get the hand closer to the guitar like this. It shouldn't be touching completely on the palm here. You want to have it backed off just a little bit, just like that. So I am anchored at this portion of the hand here, and then my fingers come around nice and tight like that. That should help you kind of get out of the way of the adjacent strings, just like that. Same thing with the C chord. And over time, you'll be able to get a grip more like this with this thumb right here to mute this top string. What that does is just kind of, again, keeps us from accidentally, if we do accidentally hit this top string, you'll be able to mute it. More so for like strumming and things like that. But anyway, so that's a good kind of grip of this chord, getting the hand around, getting that thumb on top. If you can't do it, you need to drop the thumb, that's fine. Another thing is you can also use this 3rd finger here to mute that string. Sometimes people do that and they play it just like that. The next chord is the D sus2. Looks like that. And a lot of tabs and a lot of instructional videos, I see people teach with the D, but I don't really hear D in this song. You can hear that open string, which makes it a D sus2. You may be asking, tell us, Chris, what is a D sus2? Well, think of it this way. Our root in this chord is a D, which is that note right there. And what we're doing is the word sus means suspended, but I like the word substitute because that's kind of what it is. We're substituting one of the notes out of the D chord for another note out of the scale. And the scale note that we're substituting to is going to be the 2nd note away from the root. So if you count up your musical alphabet, D, E is the 2nd note. And what we're doing is we're taking the 3rd note, which is F sharp, which is this guy right here of the D chord, and we're substituting the 3rd for the 2nd degree. That's why this E that's why we've gone in this chord from this note here to lifting up and playing it just like that. Sus4 works the same way. That's why we add our 4th finger here. We're substituting that 3rd note, F sharp, away from the D up to the F. So it still may be a little confusing, but it's okay. Hopefully that'll give you a little bit of a head start of what all these sus chords are like. So that's what this next chord is. It looks just like that. Now let's go into the beginning little riff here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be plucking a couple of strings out of that A minor, just like this, and then strumming the rest of the chord. So let's loop this. I want you to play along with me. It's going to sound like this. I'm going to give you 2-beat count off and try to play along. Go nice and slow. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and loop it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a couple more times. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you can tell I was letting that chord ring out. One little thing that you can try to do in the right hand is when you get the pick on the string that you need to start with, hit that string, let the pick fall into the next string, and then strum it just like this. Versus trying to pick it, pulling the hand away. So keep an eye on that right hand. It should flow pretty, nicely through that string there, through all the strings like that, just kind of dropping to the next one and then strumming like that. All right, next chord is a C chord. A lot of tabs I also see this where they just go, same thing like on the A minor, they go, but I do hear this slight pick going back to that note here, which is the 5th string, that guy right there. So it'd sound like this. So we go back to that one before we go into the next chord, which is D sus2. Same thing, this one goes back to this note after we strum it. So the whole sequence of that sounds like this. So let's try to do those 2 chords. We're going to loop it. We're going to go nice and slow, okay? Because this actually is tricky. It may seem simple on the surface, but actually trying to get the right hand to kind of move around to those different strings can actually be really difficult. So the left hand's not so much, but we still need to time it perfectly to get to the next chord. And then we also have to obviously go back to the A minor. So what we're going to do, we're just going to loop this C to this D sus2 using this picking pattern. So I'm going to go slow, so you may have to kind of watch the first couple of times and then jump in playing right along with me. So here we go. I'll give us 2-beat count off just like before. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and repeat. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3. Couple more times and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and good. So that's the kind of the real part right there. Now, if it's hard to do all that, what you can do is you can just simplify it to this. And I think this is fine. You don't have to do exactly what I just did. You can simplify it to just strumming just like we did on the A minor for both of these C and D, like this. 1 You don't have to go back to that one note. Whoops. And so that could be also kind of variation on that, but I wanted to give you the real thing because I know you guys can do that. Now the tricky part is doing all that and getting back into that A minor chord right there. Now, if it's really tough, what you can do, getting all these individual strings and everything, you can simplify it to just this, where you strum the A chord, 1, 2, for 4 beats, and then you go to the C for 2, 1, 2, and the D sus 2 for 2, 3, 4. Notice I'm giving you the count on that. So a real simplified version of this verse section would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just like that. So now let's try to put it together. So we're going to play the actual part. I'm going to go nice and slow. We're going to start on that A minor chord. And then we'll go to that. Not that fast though. We'll go nice and slow. All right, let me give you a 2-beat count off. Here it goes. Sounds like this. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and hold that chord and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back to A minor. 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 2 and one more time and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4. Good. I know that's tricky, but keep working on it. Keep looping that. Maybe rewind this video, and that'll kind of help you kind of keep working on this song. All right, so now let's get into the chorus. Actually, before I do that, I want to point out that that section is repeated 10 times, and that's including the intro and the first verse. So what you really want to do is just kind of listen for the next chord when it comes in, which is the G chord. Excuse me. Had a little too much coffee today, I think. So here we go. They're gonna drop into this G chord. Now there's a few ways to play a G chord in the song, and I'm gonna show you a couple ways you can do it. One of which is kind of this stock one where we have these 2 fingers here. You can even leave out this string here and play it either this way or with the 4th finger. I recommend using the 4th finger here. And the other way would be this, using our 3rd finger up here and 2nd finger. This is actually can be a nice way to play this chord based on what we're going to do with the other chords, and you'll see in a second why that could be a good choice. But so again, you have some options. Do whatever's comfortable for you, but what we really want to do is get this note in that G chord. All right, so I'll probably start off with this one. So we have the strum pattern is nice because it's just down up, but there's this heavy emphasis on a downward motion or an accent. So it's kind of like, you want want to get a little bit more aggressive on the down. Now this can be tricky as you start to hit those strings harder. What you're doing is you're moving that right hand faster to make that accent, and that can cause you to accidentally speed up. So what I recommend, what I tell my students is to, when you have to accent something, really follow through with it. That kind of helps kind of slow the hand down so that it's going to time it better kind of going up. But so if you go like this, you hit it hard and you restrict the hand and you want to come back up, it's going to start to speed up for you. So really follow through with that and let the hand kind of relax and kind of follow through as you make those accents. Just like that. Practice a little bit. When you practice that downward accent like that, just like I said, just follow through with that right hand, and I think you'll start to feel the timing a little bit better, okay? So we do one measure of that leading into the chorus. It's going to sound like this. And 2, and 3, and 4. Now the song's much faster than that, but I just kind of want to show you what you're supposed to be doing. So after that measure of G, we're going to drop into an A minor 7. Now it sounds like this. It sounds like the guitar, or at least the piano may be giving us that note, but it was a little bit hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure the guitar is including this note here, which would make it an A minor 7, using that fourth finger right here. Just a variation, it's just A minor with that extra note there. So let me go through the chords. The next chord is F add 9, keeping that fourth finger down. Then we're going to go to a C, which is nice because we just take that F and move it over, all right? This finger actually, these two fingers stay where they're at. We just move these fingers over. And this is why I kind of like that one G I was telling you about. We can just even move these fingers over to that shape there. Now, if that shape seems difficult for you, you can still use that G right there. Not too bad. So the choice is yours. I'm leaving it up to you. I'm probably going to use this G in this sequence. So starting on that A minor 7, same thing. We have to accent the kind of the downbeats on this. So it's going to sound like this. So again, it's the A minor 7, as you see on the screen there. F add 9, C, and then we have the G chord, all with that fourth finger riding on that one note right there. So here we go. I'll give us 2-beat count off. We're just going to loop those 4 chords over and over again. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Back to A minor 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 2, and 3, 4, Good. So how'd you do? I think you did pretty good. Now the song is faster than that, but this is, again, we're starting off, we're learning this song, so we got to take it kind of nice and slow. and then eventually you kind of want to slowly speed up as you feel comfortable with playing these chords. I don't know if you noticed, but my thumb, before when I was telling you I had my thumb up here for the A minor, when I add this note here, it's hard to keep my thumb up there. It's really kind of it's really kind of tricky to kind of hold that thumb while maintaining that fourth finger right here. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of dropping that thumb. That's making it a little bit easier for that chord there. And I'm also dropping it. You can probably get a little bit easier on this F chord, but I kind of like to keep my thumb in the same position as I go through all these chords here. So the form of it's going to go like this. So we're going to go through that sequence of A minor 7, F add 9, C, G. We're going to go through that 2 times, okay? And then we're going to go through the sequence of A minor 7, F add 9, and then G for 2 measures. And then we're going to go back one more time, A minor 7, F add 9, G, but only for 1 measure before we go back into the next verse of going back into that part. So let me play you that second half of the chorus. It's going to sound like this. 3, and you can play along with me. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3. Now we go to a G. Back to there. So I didn't hold that G as long as I did the first time through, okay? So that's going to get us, like I said, back into that next verse, and we repeat that a bunch of times. Same thing, and then after we repeat the verse about 10 times, we're going to go drop into that G chord, and that sets up our chorus, and we go back to that chorus again. So let me play through the chorus. You're going to do this with me. We're just going to do it one time. So here's what we're going to do. A minor, F, C, G. We do that sequence twice. Then we go A minor, F add 9, G, G. Then we go A minor, F add 9, G. And then we're back into the verse, okay? So let's try that chorus. Here we go. 2-beat count off. Get your little pinky there. We're going to start right on that A minor 7. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 2, 3. C, G, A minor 7. Second half of the chorus. 3 and 4 and 2 and 3. G, 3, 4. Stay on G. 2. Back to A minor. F add 9. Time on the G, 3 and 4 and we go right back into that verse, okay? So let me talk about the form of the song. It's a good time to do that because you may be doing everything right and you may kind of forget some of the different parts of the song and how they go, meaning does it go verse, does it go chorus, that kind of thing. That can be a tricky aspect of learning music. So let's talk through that. So the way the song goes is going to be intro, verse, which are the same kind of riff, and that in the beginning of the song is going to repeat 10 times. So he plays that riff a couple of times in the beginning, and then he kind of comes in singing, and a total of 10 times. That includes the intro as well, a couple times through the intro. And then he drops into that G chord. You You can play again either way on that G, and then he plays the chorus starting in on the A minor. The chorus starts on that A minor, so we play through that chorus just like how I did in the previous section. Then we go back and do this a couple of times before he comes in singing for the second verse. And they usually call that, when they do that in the middle of the song, or I should say after the chorus, they call that a little interlude. And then he, like I said, he comes in singing in the second verse. We repeat that a bunch of times, and then you'll hear him drop into that G chord just like the first time. And then he gets into the chorus. Same thing. So instead, though, on the second time through the chorus, what he does is he plays, just like before, he plays the A minor 7, F add 9, C, G, does that line twice, and then he plays A minor F, G, G. He plays that twice through, and then he gets into the outro, which is basically that same progression of A minor, F add 9, G, G. So it's almost like repeating it 3 times, and then we play the last section of it, which would be just the same, just about, except he ends on a G chord instead of strumming it. So the last 3 measures of the song is going to sound like this. And just let that G chord ring out, okay? Thanks for watching this video. You made it through. Good job. Want to give you a little round of applause for that. I know this is practicing can always be tricky, even if you really like the song. So good job. And so if you need some more help with song, please go to my website, sign up for private lessons. I'm happy to help you out with it and take a look at see what kind of where you're struggling. And I'm sure we can kind of find some things that we can fix and make it much easier for you to play. So like I said, more information on my website, links down below right there. And yeah, if you have any quick questions, feel free to make a comment. I'll be happy to reply to you. So there you go. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.